morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're at. I guess it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But this is a Surround Sound podcast. I am your guy, your host with the most, R. Hunter Jr., the truth and not a rumor. And we have a brand new cast of characters, and you're going to definitely agree that they are the best. We're not in the West, but I guess we're the best in the West. Anyway, my brand new co-host, the prettiest thing you ever did see.
Aww.
She is, I know for sure she was a former Titans cheerleader for 6 years. But now I understand that you just, every dance team in the greater Middle Tennessee area, you got something to do with. Tell us more about that.
I tried. I'm still working on it. But yeah, dance teams, former Titans cheerleader. I now do choreography for them. I was the former dance team director for the Nashville Venom Snake Charmer Dancers.
All right.
No longer in effect now. I am the fitness instructor for the TSU Majoress, the Sophisticated Lady. Shout out to y'all.
I could dig that.
Yeah, so trying to get in on some new things, but right now, yeah, I think that's enough on my plate.
That's right. And that is Miss Mocha. We got Miss Mocha's mic check.
With a K.
Coming up in just a little bit, where she's going to give you all the entertainment news, all the gossip, just all that you want in an entertainment segment on the show. And my guy in the booth, Troy.
Hey, Troy.
He's talking with his fingers. He can't talk to you right now. But Troy has worked with George Plaster. And George Plaster is a very prominent guy in the sports world here in Nashville. If you don't know, he works for iHeartMedia now. He's done it all. So sit back, relax, do what you do. It's just going to be a very entertaining show. We're just going to do it how we do. All right? But first, yes, this is the starting lineup brought to you by that New Amsterdam
Mango.
It is good. First off, this past Friday was crazy. For the first time, you tripping, Boca, you crazy. For the first time since the 1970 redistribution of teams in the NBA, a team has fired its coach when they were in the first place in that conference. Who? The Cleveland Cavaliers, of course. David Blatt is out of there. Now, Miss Mocha, what's so interesting about this is that they were 38-11 in first place.
First place.
But that was, they fired him. Now the new coach, who was the coach, Tyronn Lue, is now the coach now. But they didn't fire him because
Well, they fired him.
You think it might have had something to do with a certain player?
I mean, LBJ, maybe? I don't know. I just don't understand it because, you go into a meeting, you come out and you're fired.
That's very true. James said that he found out at 3:30 on Friday, just like everybody else, which doesn't.
Wah, wah.
It would make very that your star player.
There you go.
Would not know about you changing coaches in the middle of the
Kobe
season.
Bryant knew about Phil Jackson. That changed.
You're darn tootin'.
If you have a star, and they are star players, not key players, star players.
We key players.
Yeah.
They star players. They up there.
Right. We're key players. Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, they're star players.
They star players.
So you hear that from a star player, and this is what they want. Not saying that that's what he did. Not saying he said anything about, I want him gone, or either or ultimatums. But when you have a coach that is a winning coach and he goes out like that, you just have to question it. You really do.
But worse has happened. The Lakers, Magic Johnson, 1980-81, the Lakers win the World Championship. They win the NBA Finals. They fire their coach, Paul Westhead.
Wow, you remember that.
And then there comes the era of Pat Riley. So it's been worse. You've had people actually win championships and still get fired.
But when you have those star players that possibly want a certain person to be the head of the team, the powers that be may listen because of what they're giving to the organization. So you never know what happened. Not saying that that's what happened, but I mean, you've got Tyrone Lue. Tyrone Lee. He played with him. You know, he was in the NBA. Mm-hmm. He understands the struggle.
Right, and that's something that David Blatt couldn't give.
Yeah, can't relate.
But it's crazy because he still reached the NBA Finals and got to at least a Game 6.
No, he is at home like, what?
Without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, perennial
right.
All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe the cover was kind of bare and not just that he couldn't coach. But we'll see. We'll see. Moving on. Titans have new staff members, and I'm not just talking about malarkey. I'm not just talking about the GM. And I'm not just talking about the new president. Russ Grimm, offensive line coach, and Deshae Townsend is the new secondary coach. Mm-hmm. Very happy with Russ Grimm. Russ Grimm was one of the original Hogs when he played with the Washington Redskins, and I think while he was there, he won 2 or 3 championships under Joe Gibbs. That's real good look because hopefully we'll get a chance at Henry out of Alabama. We need that dude.
I will become I'm a Titans fan, of course, already, history, but if they get Henry, it's on.
And this is going to be an excellent segue, but let me talk about the second coach. Deshae Townsend, he's been in the league. I think he played about 10, 12 years. He played with the Raiders here and there. Great secondary coach. But if they get Henry, it'll look a lot like the old Titans.
Yes.
Running quarterback, Mariota, a.k.a. McNair.
Mm-hmm.
Great running back, Henry, a.k.a.
Eddie George.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great tight end already.
Frank Wycheck.
And who is our tight end now? I heard you was telling me some information.
Mr. Delaney Walker.
And what happened with Delaney?
He's going to the Super Bowl. As a player, I said Super Bowl. Y'all know what? I meant Pro Bowl. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're both bowls. We're talking about the same thing. You know what I meant.
As long as you say Super Bowl.
Yeah, not the Super Bowl. That's the Panthers and the Broncos. But he's going to the Pro Bowl. Greg Olsen can't go. Delaney Walker's in.
But don't you see where the model, though? Mm-hmm. McNair, running back, running game, got the excellent tight end. That's where they could be going.
Yes.
That's where they could be going. Well, next up. Since 1973, they introduced what's called the designated hitter, or the DH. You know what the DH does?
Well, since you told me designated hitter, designated hitter is the one that comes in to hit for the pitcher. Oh, what? Say it.
That's what I'm talking about.
What? She know her sports.
Well, they had that in the American League. They did not. They don't have it in the National League. Now they're talking about introducing that in 2017. I guess in some ways I'm a baseball purist, but at the same time, when they didn't have the playoff system that they now have, I was for that. So I guess I got to be kind of for the DH. I don't know. It's crazy. But that's what's going on in baseball. The Funky 4 plus one more. The one more today. Sarah Palin introduces? No, not introduces.
She supports. She gave her support to Donald Trump for the presidential election. I'm just going to be honest.
This is my only thing with it.
Come on, because I got some. I'll leave it. We're not going to go far.
Right.
Troy said,
Just make sure you vote. That's all I want you to do.
Just vote.
But it's kind of interesting. Trump, he said, he was reciting a verse. And this burnt my buns. This burnt my britches, Mocha. He didn't say 2 Corinthians like most red-blooded Americans. He said 2 Corinthians. 2.
Yes.
1, 2. Not second.
1, 2. Yes, he did.
But maybe from what I was told by Troy before the show, maybe he was doing the European version. And
he was not doing the European version.
I just think he didn't know Troy.
They gave him his
handlers,
his papers to read from, because of course we know that they don't write their own stuff.
Yep, that's what
they might proof it, but they don't write it. And he just went through there and was reading and said too. So next time, press staff for Mr. Trump, go ahead and write it on out, because he's going to read verbatim what you got going.
I don't know what to do, Donald Trump. I don't know what to do, Sarah Palin. What I will say is, we're about to get into some Jay-Z, Can I Live? coming right back. Surround Sound Podcast. Everything sounds better in surround sound.
Yeah. Rockefeller. We invite you to something epic, you know? Where we hustle out of a sense of hopelessness, sort of a desperation. Through that desperation, we come addicted, sort of like the fiends we accustomed to serving. Where we feel we have nothing to lose, so we offer you, well, we offer our lives. What do you bring to the table? While I'm watching every nigga watching me closely. My shit is butter for the bread, they wanna toast me. I keep my head, both of them where they supposed to be. Holes that get you sidetracked and clap from close feet. I don't sleep, I'm tired, I feel wired like codeine. These days a rubber gotta admire me from 4 fiends away. My pain, which shit was quick to see. From selling cane to brains was fried to a fricassee. Can't lie, at the time it never bothered me. At the bar, getting my dog on properly. My squad and me lack of respect for authority. Laughing hard, happy to be escaping poverty. However brief, I know this game got valleys and peaks. Expectation for dips, for precipitation, we stack chips hardly. The youth I used to be, soon to see a million, no more. Big Willie, my game is grown, prefer you call me William. Illin' for revenues, wait for lemon like Channel 7 News. Round 7 Jews, head dead in the mic. Forgetting all I ever knew, convenient amnesia. I suggest you call my lawyer, I know the procedure. Block my body, can't trap my mind easily. Explain why we adapt to crime. I'd rather die enormous than live dormant, that's how we on it. Live at the main event, I better trip them out, we on it. Presidential suites, my residential for the weekend. Confidentially speaking in code since I sent you peeking. The NXS rental, don't be fooled, my game is mental. We both out of town, dawg, what you trying to get into? Viva, Las Vegas, see ya later at the crab tables. Meet me by the one that starts at G-Yo. This way no fraud willies present, gambling they re-up. And we can have a pleasant time sipping margaritas, G-G-G. Can I live? Can I live? My mind is infested with sick thoughts that circle like a Lexus. If driven wrong, it's sure to hurt you. Dual level like duplexes. And unity, my crew and me commit atrocities like we got immunity. You guessed it, manifested intangible goods. Platinum Rolexed it. We don't lease, we buy the whole car, as you should. My confederation, detonation, explode on detonation. Overload the mind of the said patient. When it boils the steam, it comes to it. We all fiends gotta do it. Even righteous minds go through this. True this, the street schoolers to spend our money foolish. Bomb with jewelers and watch for intruders. I stepped it up another level, meditated like a Buddhist. Recruited lieutenants with ludicrous dreams of getting cream, let's do this. It gets TDS, so I keep one eye open like CBS. You see me stressed, right? Can I live? Can I live? Can I live? Can I live? Rockefeller, y'all.
Okay, it's your girl, Miss Mocha. It's time for Miss Mocha's mic check. This is the entertainment section of the Surround Sound Podcast, and Mr. RJ will be assisting me with this because I know he's going to have something to say.
I am, but you know what? You almost sound like you about to start flowing there at the beginning. I was like,
I know, right? That did kind of sound like a little something.
Like you about to freestyle bless them right quick. I ain't mad.
I can't, but you know. Hey.
What first up, Shaw?
Okay. Let me just break down a little timeline here. We've got Tyga. Everyone knows Tyga.
No Tyga.
Tyga has a son with Black China. Now I know you know who Black China is.
Yeah, she.
I know everyone knows Black. Who is she? Who is she, RJ?
I'll be nice. She's a model of some sorts. And
sorts.
she's very shapely. Yes.
Okay. Now, they have a son together. They had a relationship.
It makes me smile like this. I'm
Lord,
just smiling.
see?
Okay, I'm sorry.
So we know okay.
how she's shaped.
Yes, she's shaped very nicely. They have a child together. They broke up.
Okay. Her and Tyga. All right.
Tyga is now dating Kylie Jenner, which we're going to call her KK. Kylie Kardashian.
Yeah, she's all in the mix.
She's all in the mix. Lips, booty, everything. Okay, but let's skip that. Now, they're dating. Great, no problem. Kylie's brother, Rob Kardashian, is now dating. I'm just going to let you guess. You get 3 chances and the first 2 don't count. Who you think Rob Kardashian is now dating?
Just how this story is going and the people that you've mentioned, is he dating Blac Chyna?
BC.
Stop it. What Rob Kardashian gonna do with all that booty? I'm just saying. Like,
now he's gained some weight too, so they're probably about the same size at this point.
Cause that thing is a beast on her.
Yes,
this is his own zip code.
It is, and I mean, he obviously is working with something because they're dating.
I think all them years of hanging out with the Simpsons, OJ kids and all that has influenced his choice.
But my thing is this: Kris Jenner, mommy.
Right.
Kylie and Rob's mommy.
Yeah.
What?
How can you?
Is she thinking? I mean, not saying it's not her fault, but I'm saying what could possibly be on her mind at this point? Like, my son and my daughter are dating. They're all intertwined.
Like, honestly, what can she say? Like, her daughter had a sex tape, and that's really why we know of y'all.
You're right about that.
I mean, I'm not saying that she is...
Mommy capitalized on it. You're right.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she's pimping her family, but she kind of pimping her family. I mean, like, she is the pimp of the family.
I'm not saying she's a gold digger.
But she ain't messing around with no broke.
She's not messing around with... Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly... I wouldn't be surprised if somehow she set it up, so to speak, or, got that whole thing brewing.
It's just so interesting how it can just go down like that. Like, I am dating this guy who dated this person, and we have a child together. I mean, the family functions are going to be awesome. So,
yeah. And,
we'll just...
that'll be good TV.
Exactly. And we will just see if that even shows. Because, Rob doesn't come on the Kardashians anymore. He's ashamed at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't.
I didn't
come
know
on
that.
It. He doesn't. He does not show his face on there anymore. So we'll see how that goes with Miss Blac Chyna.
That's gonna be.
I wonder how Tyga feels too, not just Kris. I wonder how Tyga feels about that.
That's wild.
But moving on to New York, to Broadway, Tennessee Titans and New York have a connection here. Okay. Mr. Eddie George, our lovely former Heisman Trophy winner and running back for the Tennessee Titans, is now playing on Broadway in the play Chicago. He is Billy Flynn.
Doing what?
He's singing and dancing. That's what you do on Broadway.
I just knew he was like extra or something. Eddie George can sing?
No. Well, if you can hold a note, if you can,
Did he take lessons from his wife?
Probably so. I would think she gave him. I'm sure she gave him some tips.
But some old thing.
You have Eddie George though. He
okay,
is. You see, I'm still talking about Eddie. Talking about Taj.
I know.
But I mean, he's beautiful.
That's
and
crazy.
Just on the stage is going his persona and his build and how he's like 6'4", and his sign in New York is right there on Times Square. Mm-hmm. Big as life, Chicago, Billy Flynn, Eddie George.
You know what's crazy about that? Yesterday, I was looking at the game, of course. What was it? The Broncos and, help me out. It was the Broncos and the Patriots, yeah. And they had him do a small opening of the game or whatever. Mm-hmm. And one of the sportscasters was like, yeah, Eddie George, he's on Broadway. And the vignette was like he was on a stage. So I'm thinking that's why he said that. Mm-mm. But now you're telling me that he's actually on Broadway for real.
Yes. And you know that there's more than one Broadway. There's Broadway in Chicago. Mm-hmm. He's on the big Broadway. He's
real deal.
In New York on Times Square in Broadway. Yes.
Okay. The real deal.
On Broadway. Yes. As
that's
Billy
crazy.
Flynn in Chicago. That's a renowned play because, the movie was great. Queen Latifah was in it and everything. Uh-huh. They did a movie. They had a play, then a movie, and then Broadway. So big ups to Eddie George. Now, the big one. So the Oscars are this Sunday.
Oh, yes. I've been waiting on this one. Yes. Okay.
Miss Jada Pinkett Smith. She came out, it was cool. She came out with her video about, the African American people need to come back to their own and create their own, avenue for movies and things like that because, none were nominated basically in the major categories.
True.
And Viv came back and told her to get her life. Get your life. That's what she said.
That whole thing is interesting because if Will was nominated,
she wouldn't have said nothing.
And that's all I'm saying.
She wouldn't have said a word.
Don't be one of these, because it almost comes out like they just a sore loser. Mm-hmm. But exactly. I agree. Somebody should have been nominated.
I agree.
And I really feel like Michael B. Jordan should have been nominated for at least a leading actor role.
Will Smith as well. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen that movie.
Awesome.
But I do know Sylvester Stallone stumbled through that whole movie.
He won a Golden Globe.
Exactly.
So he's probably, you win the Golden Globe, you might win the Oscar. No.
I'm just saying. I think Michael B. Jordan played a very good Apollo Creed as Apollo Creed's son.
I agree.
In what Creed is now what they call it.
So Aunt Viv is upset about it, saying, "Girl, get your life. You just saying that because your man didn't get nominated." Yeah. And Jada came back with a very civilized, neutral response, saying, we as people need to come together and love each other. But, flowers and water and candy.
But Aunt Viv and Will got beef anyway, though. So beef. We can only take her thing with a grain of salt also.
But that's been like 20 years ago, baby. Let it go.
Man,
that was 20-something years ago. You didn't get the money you wanted. They got rid of you. Will was the star. They're going to keep him regardless. Move on, baby.
Tell me this, though. Okay. And now, the host is Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because in typical Chris Rock fashion, he's going to say something that's going to stir up some controversy.
Now, the writers are probably like, okay, Chris, come on now. It's going to be a 5 second delay.
True.
It's going to happen just so they can pull out whatever needs to be pulled out because Chris is going to say, oh, yeah, sure, no, I got you. I'm not going to say nothing. And then boom.
I'm definitely going to be watching the Oscars. And this was crazy. This was crazy. Like, I think by trying to boycott, she's made more people want to watch it. But the Oscars they're the Sunday after the Super Bowl?
The Sunday, the 14th.
And that's
February 14th.
That's Valentine's Day. So after you take your boo out, get in front of the TV because Chris Rock gonna say something epic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
And this is Miss Mocha's Mic Check. Check it out.
I keep telling myself, man, I'm living the good life. I keep telling myself, man, I'm living the good life. I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world now. I'm on top of the world, shout. I was born into poverty, raised in the sewer. Streets always be a part of me, they made me the truest. And even when my days when the blues never ran from adversity, instead I ran to it. Fear ain't in the heart of me, I learned just do it. You get courage from your fears right after you go through it. Now I come through in the coupe on 22s. That ain't bad for a nigga who ain't even finished school. Don't get me wrong, I ain't never been a fool. I just put off graduating for a pair of tennis shoes. I used to use the beats to paint my pain, but nowadays, man, I can't complain. I got several automobiles and they all on the thing. Several solitaires and they all in one chain. And you should see me in the mall, I'm the same. And getting brains from a couple bras on the plane. Hey, I keep telling myself, man, I'm living the good life. I keep telling myself, man, I'm living the good life. And where we at? Yo, I'm on top of the world now. Yo. I'm on top of the world, shout. I come from Chi-Town, lost and found in the struggle, where dudes say stay safe and stay out of trouble. Speakers muffled, the law and BMs try to cuff you. Those with duffels move weight and have muscle. I dug through the dirt with a verse for the people. Open it for Daddy Kane and Easy at the Rico. The radio rarely put they needles on my record. They ain't see how the hood and heaven were connected. Sales projected, ain't show how effective. Lessons learned, sessions turned to life reflected. And everything I found real in life, yo, I kept it. They say life's used to teach ya, you're gonna get tested. When a nigga changed, they kept saying that nigga strange. They couldn't see, had my mind on bigger things. Ahead of my time, now I'm caught up with the game. Making good music, making paper, making change, and it's good. I keep telling myself, man, I'm living the good life. I can't complain, homeboy. Come on. I keep telling myself, man, I'm living the good life. Hey, where we at? Yo, hey, hey, top of the world. Hey, I'm on top of the world now. Yo, hey, hey, top of the world. Hey, I'm on top of the world. Shout gasoline draws on, stood in the fire. With enough heat to set the hood on fire. Man, you niggas think Suge was off the wire. You should've seen the squad before I had Messiah. When we assumed the title as the #1 supplier. Felt like I was selling blow since I was in diapers. And we wish the nigga would come try us. We were cool with the killers, best friends with the lifers. Quick to upper strap if a nigga wanna deny us. So what we considered then a lucrative empire. But like that, pimpin' time flashed by you. Now I wonder what the judge think as he read my priors. Cause prisons ain't full and the reaper ain't biased. Anybody tell you difference a damn liar. I gave the jail hell, shot birds at the hearse. Live through the worst and reverse the curse. Hey, I keep telling myself, man, I'm living the good life. I can't complain, homeboy. Come on. I keep telling myself, man, I'm living the good life. Hey, where we at? Yo, hey, hey, top of the world. Hey, I'm on top of the world now. Yo, hey, hey, top of the world. Hey, I'm on top of the world, shout it.
This is the Surround Sound Podcast. I am your host, R. Jr., the truth and not a rumor. We're coming to you live from Historic Music Row Studios. I'm in here with Miss Mocha.
Hey, hey, hey.
And we're about to give you some NFL news. We're going to go over
my
the championships.
favorite.
But before we get to the NFL, we have to recant a statement. The Oscars is the week after the week of the Super Bowl.
The week after, so that means 2 weeks, y'all.
Yeah, in other words, it's February the 28th and not February the 14th like I originally said. I still stick by my statement. However, Miss Mocha and Google said it was February 28th. Forget Google. The dude on TV said that it was February 14th. He said it was the week after. That's what he said. But, hey, we're going to go with Google and you.
Yes, we're going to go with Google.
NFC Championship.
Yes. Panthers!
It was Carolina versus Arizona. They beat them down. They beat them like a drum. They hit them like a hammer.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew it.
49-15, though?
Mm-hmm. I knew it.
49-15.
They're at home. They're
True.
hype. They were 16-1 going into the playoffs. I'm sorry, my bad. 15-1 going into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So they were already hype and ready and ready to go and hype. And Cam is the epitome of the hype man. Everybody loves him. He's for the kids. He's for everybody. So when he came out there, and I watched all of the hype speeches, you know, the captains or certain people in each division of their team give their hype speech.
Pre-game speech, yeah.
Cam's speech gets me hype every time.
You know what's crazy? Ron Rivera said at halftime that he didn't have to say anything to the team. Cam Newton was in the front of the team telling them, hey, we got to take care of their business.
Ron is making his money easy. He don't sit back.
Exactly. Because last week, it was scary. Wait a minute, that was Arizona and the Packers. No one. I'm sorry. It wasn't scary, but the team almost came back on the Panthers. They
it was like 31-10, and they got a little.
It was 31-0 at halftime last week.
Yeah,
and the team came back and they made it more of a game.
Yeah, and they got
close,
and they got a former player that I know that played with Michael Orr at Ole Miss said that, you know, when a team gets that far ahead, they start to get comfortable and complacent, thinking that the game is over. Yeah. But that particular game, you saw Cam on the cameras. He was like, okay, hold on. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do now? So, I mean, but still, I did not ever lose faith in Cam and his team. And I'm not going to say it's Cam because it's not just him. It's a whole team. Yeah, but
Jonathan Stewart is doing work.
Exactly.
Ted again, Tolbert. They all making contributions. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to even talk about the defense. Defense is indestructible.
Anybody that was not a Panthers fan this year is a Panthers fan now. just because of the way the team plays, the cohesiveness of the team. Mm-hmm. They're a fan. And maybe just for the year.
I tell people all the time, Walter Payton is my all-time favorite player in the field. I have not had a favorite player since Walter Payton.
That was 1985 when they won the Super Bowl.
Right, and he retired.
So that was like 30 years ago.
Yeah. But Cam Newton, the dude dabs.
There is a new song.
How can you?
The dab song.
How can you like?
They need to give Cam royalties. I'm sorry.
They need to put him, honestly, because I didn't even know Migos came out with the dab or anything like that before Cam Newton. Because I was just like, what is this dance this dude doing every time he getting his on?
Are you sneezing into your arm?
But it's so cool.
It is.
And next thing I know, that's the name of the dance.
But when he did it on the Titans, though, did you see that? I'm sorry. I mean, I love my Titans. I'm just going to have to put it out there. When he did it on the Titans, they were ready to fight him.
This is true.
For dabbing on the Titans.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, back in the day, Ickey Woods, he had a whole it was a real dance. Like, if I can do the dance, then it's not really a dance.
And Ray Lewis had his intro.
Now, these are real dances that people have done. The dab is just a boom. I mean, it's not
you got the Aaron Rodgers. You got the
the belt.
Yeah, the belt.
Discount
double check. Yeah.
So that I couldn't get. I'm not mad at this dude doing the like y'all can see me, but I'm dabbing as we're talking.
He is dabbing, y'all.
So I wouldn't be mad at that. Now, if the Ickey Shuffle, like I'd have tried to knock dude his helmet off.
It's like a 30-second dance. You're gonna get tackled before you can finish that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's crazy. But his stat line, if you had Cam Newton on your fantasy team, you had to have won.
You're winning thousands on what is it? On FanDuel.
FanDuel and something else, Kings.com.
DraftKings.
Yeah, DraftKings.
You won. Congratulations.
This dude's stat line was 19 for 28, 335 yards, 2 TDs passing, 2 TDs rushing, and only 1 interception. The boy's QBR was 88.4. I've never seen that. Like, that is incredible. That is freaking incredible. And almost every week, that is how it looked. Now, on the other side of that coin, Carson Palmer, 4 turnovers. 4 interceptions. And I think he had like a couple of fumbles also. So
he had a couple of fumbles. He had a couple of interceptions.
He was the opposite of Ice Cube.
Yes.
It was not a good day. Thank you. And cue the song. But no, that was crazy. 49-15, NFC Championship. The Carolina Panthers are moving on. And speaking of moving on, AFC Championship.
That was a good game.
I'm going to give you the stats real quick.
Okay.
Peyton Manning, 17 for 32 for 176 yards. Not the normal Peyton. But they got the job done.
Yeah, he did enough.
Now, Tom Brady, this is very interesting. When I looked at the stats last night, I could not believe it. Tom Brady threw the ball 56 times. Wow. He was 27 for 56, 310 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Anytime you throw the ball 56 times, even though it's Tom Brady, it's not going to look good. The score was not indicative of it because you would think that it was a shootout if he throwing it 56 times.
Yeah.
But that lets me further know that if he throws it half those times, maybe the score would be more on the Patriots side.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
If you would have looked at the stats alone, if you said, okay, look at these stats for Brady, look at these stats for Manning, who won the game? Who would you say?
I would have said Tom.
Yeah.
Because that's especially knowing who Peyton is, the type of quarterback he's been in the past. You expect him to complete about 20 passes, throw for about the high 30s as far as attempts, and throw for about 300 yards
and no interceptions.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not what happened. However, Tom, he had me going at the last drive.
He had some people scared.
He had
some people nervous. What's he gonna do?
I must say this: the way Tom Brady lost, and when I say the way he lost, his body language. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
But it's every game, though.
He had his head. But, I mean, I'm like, dude, you won 4 Super Bowls.
Doesn't matter.
And how he looked walking off the field.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. When Peyton loses, regardless, even if he know everybody gonna talk about him bad, he still have his head up. He shakes the head coach's hand. He shakes the quarterback's hand. He shake the special team player's hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Tom Brady.
But I mean, like our producer Troy said, Tom Brady is the type of person that wears his game on his sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
He lives his life for football.
Right.
It's not about after the game. It's not about what's going on outside in his household or anything. It's about the game. His identity is the game. And if he does not win the game, he loses his identity.
Yeah, and when he retires, I don't see him doing. Do you see Tom Brady doing anything else after football?
I see Tom Brady possibly, if anything, wanting to own a team.
Mm-hmm.
But I see him on TV. I see Peyton Manning, doing a John Elway.
Okay.
President of player operations, running a team, telling people how to do things,
He's going to be the sheriff for real.
Yeah, he'll be the leader. But Tom Brady, I don't see that because like you said, his play on, after the play, his body language, things like that, that's not conducive to a leader. It's not conducive to a leader.
I definitely second that emotion. I just don't see. I think the comparison is always to Tom Brady and Joe Montana, and I think he's going to be just like Joe Montana because you just not start seeing Joe Montana on these Papa John commercials or whatever. But dude, the last time you won a Super Bowl was in like the early 90s. What's been going on for the last 20 years? And it's the same way. When he's winning and he's happy. But when he's not playing or he's not winning, completely different thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you on Peyton. He's going to be the sheriff.
I just hope Tom Brady, I really hope that he can find it in his heart or, whatever to suck it up. Suck it up, Tom.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You got 4 rings, bro.
Right. Suck it up, man. You done got $2 million per Pro Bowl, Super Bowl, and everything.
Uh-huh.
You are good. You are like the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. You are right there with them.
You got 4 rings.
So hush it up.
Chill out.
Get your money. After you retire,
get your paper,
get your money. If you can't do it, hey, be a Joe Montana.
That's true. That just about wraps it up. This is our first edition of the Surround Sound Podcast. Just make sure you stick with us because every Wednesday we're going to have a brand new, fresh, and exciting show. We got authors coming on. We got entertainers. We got athletes coming on doing interviews and all that. We're going to have all the information that you need. So, for Troy in the booth.
Troy.
For Miss Mocha.
I
am R. Hunter Jr. This is the Surround Sound Podcast, and we will see you next week.